Alright, it's time to get the band back together. What size is this? 15, just like everything else. How come I lose everything? I just had my 15mm socket right here. I pulled it off of this in this vicinity and I sat it somewhere. The socket set is right here. Why would I have not put it? Oh, okay. Got it. I didn't take it off that. I had something else on that. But that don't even work. Alright. Turns out it's 1/2 inch. Not even metric like everything else, but you know, it came from the transmission shop, I'm not surprised. This bolt has to come off because there's a strap that holds the torque converter in there. And I have to make sure that that torque converter doesn't back out. The guy at the shop said I have to be 100% certain that it doesn't back out while I'm trying to put this thing together. Because if it does, then it has to be reseated. So I'm going to try to be careful not to let it back out. But I'm pretty much on here and like ready to rock and roll. So let's get this thing together. I need to lower this a little bit. Okay. Just a smidge. All right. That's roughly the same angle. I can't imagine doing this like with the whole thing in the car, no load level or anything. It would be so annoying. Now probably everybody on the internet would tell you not to do it this way. You never want to draw an engine in to a transmission like this. But I'm just putting the bolts in to line it up. I'm not trying to draw it in. That's weird because I know those go there, but they feel like they don't want to thread in, but they're the same bolts as everything else, so I don't understand that. There we go. All right, today's the day. I've had a lot going on lately. I'm gonna try and get this bad boy, at least mounted back up in there. Had some issue with the wiring harness. All of the split loom was falling off of it, so I went down and I got some split loom down at the local Rural King. I think I got it for a couple bucks. So I'm gonna wrap that back up and we're gonna start trying to get that thing positioned back in there and attach the loom and the fuel lines, and there's some other stuff that needs to get attached to it. I also got a transmission cooler, and that is going to go in front of the radiator so that it doesn't have to go into the radiator. And I'm not worried about the cool temperatures out here in the Midwest because with Dexron 6 that stuff doesn't really get thick enough at the temperatures that we get. We don't get like super duper cold temperatures, like nothing like -40. So I'm not worried about the transmission fluid not being thick enough because it's Dexron 6, it's full synthetic, it stays it still lubricates even down at super cold temperatures. So I'm gonna get this wire loom fixed and try to move that thing back try to maneuver that thing into place by myself, which is not going to be fun, but let's go. Gotta take a little weight off it to use the load leveler. I don't think it's even gonna... Okay, it is nighttime. We are trying to lower this thing down into place. And man, it's tough. But I've got everything for the most part lined up. The transmission's lined up with the transfer case, but of course it's not anywhere close. It's moving itself back. Ease it in, easy. Okay. Oh, that missed by a country mile. It's too far forward, needs to go back. Lining this thing up by myself has not been easy. It's starting to get not fun. We've got the transfer case up on the jack here. You can see how far it is away from the actual transmission itself. The transmission's almost on the engine mounts, and I didn't film this part of me bench pressing this transfer case in there because I don't want to do any cussing on my channel, and there was a lot of cussing involved. I'm ashamed to say it, but there was a lot of cussing involved. It's dark. Trying to get this, I just want to get everything mounted and get the cross member back in before I go to bed, but I don't know that that's gonna happen. But at least I've got it up in the air now. So I'm gonna keep plugging away. Hopefully I can get it done before I go to bed. Woo! It's turning into a long night. Engine is in. Motor mounts are in. I was looking all over for the last bolt for the motor mount on the other side, mount to the engine, and it's this one right here. Turns out I borrowed it. I borrowed it to use the engine hoist with. So this is the last bolt, and it's going in, and then the engine is mounted in. I still have to line up the transfer case with the transmission, which my shoulder is freaking jacked. I have to go to work tomorrow, and my shoulder's freaking messed up from being under there and trying to rotate up, get the transfer case up in the spot it's supposed to be. I think it's freaking heavy. Taking it out was not nearly as difficult as getting it in. But now that it's in there, I just have to line it up, get the bolts lined up, which I'm pretty sure I can do, because once the engine and transmission are in the spot, the transfer case is already up and in there. It has a really hard time like falling out. So right now I have a transmission jack underneath the transfer case, and once I get the transmission's already supported, so once I get the transfer case mounted up to the transmission, the cross member is going to go back up there, and the hard part is out of the way.